cannot believe he did this to me. After everything I have done for this man, this is what I get in return? The lies, the deception, most of all, the cheating. Yeah, he made one of his men women pregnant and decided to live with her. I couldn't bear another woman living permanently in that house. So I told him it was good. He wouldn't hear of it. All he had to say, I cannot live without you, Osi. Let us run to Cape Town. I have many brothers there. They can help me get a job at a nice big hotel. His business was not doing well. In fact, he had gone bankrupt. So we went to Cape Town. My first to South Africa, and I was with a white man. This was before they struck the Immorality Act, so I passed as his maid, which in any case I was, besides the fact that we were lovers also. We drove to Cape Town and got ourselves a flat in Mowbray, one of those self-maintained flats where they supply you with everything, including kitchen utensils. For a while we were happy, although every knock on the door we would jump. Police! Then one day he says, I can no longer live like this, like animals in a cage. And I tell him, but you knew when we came here, there were strange laws in this country. Yeah, I knew, but I didn't think it would be this bad. So, let us go back home. Where is home? Where he took me from. My home is in Italy. Blah, 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 Andrew. This again? I told you it's never going to happen. Marisa is not that kind of girl. She doesn't like all these type of guys. I don't think I'm going through the same thing again. This is unlike you. Ah, you sound just like Brandon. You know, for 2 years, I begged him to transfer over here so we could be together. Oh no, he says. Some of my credits won't transfer over. I have to spend like an extra semester with someone to catch up. Then, on his visits on a winter break, I introduced him to Marisa. Suddenly, he changes his shoe. What want someone when I can be near you? I was thrilled, but only for like 2 seconds, because as soon as he got here, every other word out of his mouth started to be Marisa, Marisa, Marisa. I was new a girl named Marisa. So anyways, last night was the last show. And he was repeating her name over and over in his sleep. Oh Marisa, oh Marisa. And I wake him up and I say, what were you just dreaming about? And he tries to play all nice and innocent. Nothing. What do you mean? And I'm like, it's never going to happen. And he says, what's never going to happen? And I'm like, you and Marisa, it's never going to happen. And he says, well, why would I want to be with Marisa while you and I are together? And I'm like, oh, well, fine. But if you and I were not together, would you consider being with her? And he plays it all casual. Well, I guess I'd be open up to it. Why? Did she say something about me? And I'm like, no. She said nothing about you. It's never going to happen. And he's all offended and goes, well, maybe never is pretty harsh. I mean, I'm pretty good with the ladies. And I'm like, not from where I am standing, buddy. And he goes, what do you mean? Are you saying we should break up? And I'm like, no, you are saying that. And he goes, well, I'm sorry, Jill. I cannot get her out of my mind. And I'm like, you are throwing our relationship for nothing. She's like footnotes and nobody cracks it. All these people are standing. What were they keeping exactly? They didn't bring their chairs with them. They know very well these lines are very long. You don't know half the story, but let me tell you. When I go to a post office to buy a stamp, I take my chair with me. When I go to a bank to withdraw money, I need to have a respectable bank balance in my account. By the way, I take my chair with me. Why is that? Because I know there's going to be a lot of waiting there. When I go to government offices for some sort of service or whatsoever, I know I'll have to wait while bureaucrats have endless conversation about their lives and the parties they have been attending lately. So, I wait. We go to these offices, sister women, for some sort of service, only to find out that the person we've been located to is nowhere to be found. Or they cannot locate your file. Or perhaps the person who has been assigned to your case has gone to a meeting. They always go to meetings. Sister women, we spend almost 95% of our waiting. Sooner or later, the nation will learn from me. Bring your chairs with you. Let us sit and relax while waiting for something to happen. Now you see why I am not so overwhelmed when I have to share my chair with you. Another lesson in this rain game, get drip dry clothes, wash away. Because you never know when it's going to rain while you're standing in that line. So look at the mess you're in, because you never know when it's going to rain. Your clothes are shriveled